This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Such a famous line. In 1995, moviegoers made Apollo 13 one of the biggest hits of the year. Now, it was based on the true story of the failed moon mission that turned into a triumph of high-stakes problem solving. It starred Tom Hanks as Apollo 13 commander Jim Lovell. Yesterday, at age 97, Jim Lovell died. While he is best known for those fateful days on board Apollo 13, Lovell had a storied space career. Allie Bauman is here with that story. Allie, good morning.
Good morning, Dana. Jim Lovell was described as a pillar of NASA's early spaceflight program. He made 4 trips to space, was one of the first humans to leave Earth's orbit, and once held the record for time spent in space. But this morning, he's being remembered for his calm leadership in the face of danger 200,000 miles from home.
Good morning. Apollo 13 will not be landing on the moon. The loss of a major portion of the spacecraft's electrical power system last night has now changed the mission's objective to returning the men safely to Earth.
Millions of Americans woke up to the news in 1970 that Apollo 13's 3-man crew were now in grave danger.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Mission Commander Jim Lovell informed NASA's Mission Control of an oxygen tank explosion in the spacecraft. What unfolded over the next 4 days was unprecedented in human history. With the astronauts in danger of running out of oxygen, NASA engineers had to instruct the crew on how to build a makeshift breathing apparatus out of spare parts on the spacecraft.
This is the way the spacecraft looks now. The LEM and command module still linked nose to nose as it prepares to round the moon for the dark side.
After a new flight plan took them around the moon, Lovell, along with Jack Swigart and Fred Hayes, safely splashed down back on Earth. Disaster was avoided, and as Lovell recalled 30 years later, while the mission objectives weren't met, Apollo 13 had a lasting lesson.
13, not successful in its initial mission, was very successful in binding back together the people of the United States and the world and the space program as to how people can take almost a complete disaster and turn it into something that's very successful.
2 years before Apollo 13, Lovell made NASA history. As the pilot of Apollo 8, he was part of the first human spaceflight to reach the moon. It was during that flight his crewmate, William Anders, took this iconic Earthrise photograph, the first picture of the whole Earth from space.
Got a color film, Jim? Hand me a roll of color quick. Oh, man, that's great.
And Lovell also completed 2 missions in NASA's Gemini program, but he never returned to space after Apollo 13. Had that mission been completed, he would have been the fifth human to walk on the moon, but Lovell said what was accomplished on Apollo 13 gave him a deep sense of satisfaction.
And I love the fact that the movie just brought him to a generation of us that really, while we may have known the story, not in that way, and wouldn't have appreciated him in that way.
It's so true. I interviewed Tom Hanks, who was friends with all these guys, and Jim Lovell had a cameo in Apollo 13. When Tom Hanks lands, he salutes a Navy officer. That's Jim Lovell.
Oh, how nice.